Welcome back to the show. Our guest for today was born in Charleston, West Virginia. She is the oldest of two girls. She also graduated with a bachelor's in child development and hold a master's in social work from West Virginia University and a BK teaching license from UNC Greensboro. She is the mother of three, and she is the wife of our very own Pastor Barrington Johnson. And most importantly, she is a child of God. Please welcome the First Lady, Tameka Johnson. I'm personally excited for this one because y'all two talk about teaching all the time, so I'm going to sit over here and listen to y'all talk. All right, so how long have you been at New Zion? Because I know this is like your second stint here, right? So how long have you been here?
Yep, this is our second stint here at New Zion. We have been here for 3 years. So under my new assignment as leading lady of New Zion, Pastor Johnson and I just celebrated 3 years.
Cool.
Awesome. So we know that you are First Lady, and he read your bio before you came up, but tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is you do.
I am a kindergarten teacher. I hold a BK licensure. So what that means is I'm certified to work with children in pre-K through kindergarten only. That's where a lot of my coursework is, and a lot of my expertise is in early childhood education.
Cool.
Awesome. How do you manage work and personal life?
Not very well. As a teacher, it's very, very hard to keep school at school and allow home to be home. But I can say I think that I'm getting better at it. I'm more conscious on making sure that home is my priority, and if I do have to do schoolwork, that it comes second.
Well, I do know that a lot of times with teachers, when you are at work, it doesn't end when that bell sounds.
Right.
So you have your days. So how do you manage, like when you come home and you still got work to do? So how you do manage that?
What I'm trying to do now is I make sure that I spend time with my kids first and with my family first. I make sure that my kids get to all the places that they need to be and that they eat. And then if I have something that I have to do, I do it later once they're settled.
Cool.
What are some challenges that you have faced in the classroom?
Some challenges that I faced in the classroom, especially in working with young children, is always lack of support. I can say that where I work, we have great support from administration. However, we don't always have the support in the classrooms from our assistants that we need. I realize that's something that even their hands are tied on. But when you have 19 little people in a class, it's a challenge for one person to be available to truly meet all of their needs.
Cool.
What are some things that parents can do to help support you in the classroom, even though they're not in the classroom with you, some things that they can do ahead of time when preparing their kids to go to pre-K and kindergarten?
As a teacher, what I always try to tell parents to do is just to send their child to school ready to be taught. So I think sometimes parents, and I understand it as a parent, want to send their child to school feeling like they need to teach them already how to read or do some of the things that I will teach them once they get here. But I need for them to be able to sit. I need them to be able to listen. I need them to be able to do things independently and not always depend on so much support and help from an adult to do things that they should be able to do at 5 and 6 years old on their own.
That's the phrase. That's why they say it always starts at home.
Right.
It does. So you told us about some challenges. What are some successes?
What I love about teaching kindergarten is each year is different. My goal in my classroom is for each one of my students to always be able to grow. I want them to feel that it's a safe place. I want them to enjoy it. And I want them to develop at their own ability and at their own time. So for me, what I enjoy is seeing my students come in at the beginning of the year and being able to observe their growth until the end of the year.
Cool.
Yes, because growth is growth.
It is.
Whether it's a little bit or a lot, it's still growth. So education has changed a lot over the years. What would you say to someone who says you knew what you were signing up for?
I don't think that many people really realize what it means to be a teacher. I teach because I enjoy it, and I teach because I've always wanted to work with young children. But just like the world is ever evolving and changing, so is teaching. So we don't always know what we're getting into because it changes from year to year. And sometimes it changes within the year because there are a lot of people outside of our classroom that are making decisions for us.
That was an excellent answer.
So, I guess my question now that you've been teaching for a while now, so if you could just do it all over again, would teaching still be your profession?
Yes, it would. I tried to do some other things before I became a teacher, but at the end of the day, this is where I feel like I'm at home. So I enjoy it. And like I tell my family and I tell my husband and even I tell my coworkers, I'm going to continue to do it until it's not fun for me anymore. And then we'll see what God has for me next. But if I'm not enjoying it, then my students in my class aren't enjoying being at school as well.
Cool.
Good. So if someone had some questions and they wanted to reach out talking about a BK license or any of those things, how could they reach you?
You could reach me on my email, and it's Miss MS Tameka, Tameka Johnson @gmail.com.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you.
All right. All right. This has been another edition of Inside Designer Talk Show. We will continue to talk to more teachers in the next coming weeks. Be well.